worshipped Lord Hari by severe austerities and attained the abode of the Lord after 3 lifetimes. 9 of remaining sons of Rashabadeva became the rulers of the 9 islands of Bharata Varsa, and they exercised completely sovereignty over this planet. 81 sons become twice born Brahmanas and helped initiate the Vedic path of fruitive sacrifices, Karma Kanda. Oh my god, those all names. I was reading Bhagavatam 3 years ago. I don't remember in which canto, I think 7 or 8 or something. There was a chapters of names. I don't know if you saw this later, but there was like thousands names, and they were just like, I didn't get the point. But this was a big, big list of names. The 9 remaining sons of Rasaba were greatly fortunate sages who worked vigorously to spread knowledge of the absolute truth. They wandered about naked and wandered about naked and were very well versed in spiritual science. Their names were Kavi, Havir, Antrakisa, Prabhupada, Piplayana, Avirodha, Drumila, Kamsa, and Karabhaizeana. These sages wandered the earth, seeing the entire universe, with all its gross and subtle objects, as a manifestation of the Supreme Lord, and as non-different from the self. The 9 Yogendras are liberated souls who travel freely to the planets of the demigods, the perfected mystics, the sadhyas, the heavenly musicians, the yakshas, the human beings, and the minor demigods such as the kinnaras and the serpents. No mundane force can check their free movement. And exactly as they wish, they can travel as well to the worlds of the sages, the angels, the ghostly followers of Lord Shiva, the Vidyaharas, the Brahmanas, and the cows. Once.
Now, see, this is the unrestricted. This is unrestricted freedom, especially when you don't have the body, of course. But when you have a spiritual body, you get a taste of that freedom. Even in the world, there are demons here in the world, and they don't restrict your freedom. You don't cause reaction to them. Because you're not fighting them. You're not fighting. You see them as servants of the Lord, and that's why in bhakti you start to think like the Lord does, and you get the freedom that He has. That's why He's inside everybody's body. He's inside everybody we criticize, right? Everybody I criticize, He's in their body. Man. He's living with them. Well, I'm in there. They may not be aware of them, but you see, this is why our preaching is for everybody. It's for them. They're the same Lord that's in my body is in yours. Hey, man, you ever hear of that teaching? You're only going to get it through the devotee who is on the same, wavelength as God. So yeah, I mean, this is why bhakti is so for everybody. It's and the teachings of the demigods are just for the demigods, and the teachings of the demons are just for the demons. They only can take part of that, and it's all about karma. Here, it's all about freedom and being free in God, the God that's in everybody. In the spiritual world, it says there are demons and demigods there. They've all taken shelter of devotees. See, there's only one way. If a demon takes shelter of a devotee, they get in. If a demigod does, they get in. If not, they're both outside. It's simple. Prahlad was preaching to the demons. Yeah, whoever listened to him, they became like him. They started to laugh and cry and everything. Just like, isn't it always the same preaching? You listen to this guy, and you also starting to laugh and cry and have spiritual experiencing, feel God's presence. You know, that Lord that's usually hiding himself from everybody is starting to be revealed to you. Like Shama Sundari says, "Oh, I feel, Lord, yeah, 24/7. Yeah, he's living with you 24/7. Why not? You know, why not feel him 24/7? Yeah, and how to invoke him. He likes devotional service. It's his pleasure, man. Invoke his pleasure, chant the holy name. I love invoking his pleasure, man. He becomes what do you call visible. That causes the invisible to become visible, the super soul to become part of our reality, living with us. Isn't that amazing? The super soul is usually just watching everything. He's a watcher. Watch it now. Here with devotees, he participates. He's part of our family. Isn't it nice to have? The people have the deity as part of their family, but it's a friggin' deity. I mean, it's okay, fine. He's part of your family, and maybe you feel like some material sentiments towards the deity as part of your family. But can you imagine having spiritual sentiments and the Lord is part of your family? That makes it really real in this world, because that otherwise just real in the spiritual world. But where is the spiritual world? It's got to be here. Where is that reality where the spiritual world is here? Only amongst real elevated devotees. You say, whoa, look at this. Where's that ecstasy coming from? I've never seen that anywhere. I never seen it in all those gurus. I never seen it in Shama Sundari's ex-guru out there. All I see is something else. Yeah, but where is the happiness of God in the world? Only amongst the devotees. That's why wouldn't you want to become part of the devotees? Sangha, where the happiness of the Lord is being manifested. His pleasure, the highest pleasure. No, aren't you going to get a highest teaching? You're going to, wherever you see the highest pleasure of the Lord, you're going to get the highest teaching, the best teaching, profound, juicy, chico boom teaching. Chica boom boom. A little chicka bam bam, but around too. But then chicka boom, chicka bam, chicka boom, chicka boom boom boom, bam bam, boom boom. Yeah, go ahead there, Shamasundari. Read on.
Yes, chef. And please make a comment. It's so good. In Ajahn Pra, the former name of the earth, they came upon the sacrificial performance of the great soul Maharaja Nimi, which was being carried out under the direction of elevated sages. My dear king, seeing those pure devotees of the Lord, who rival the sun in brilliance, everyone present, the performer of the sacrifice, the Brahmanas, and even the sacrificial fires stood in respect. The king. King Videhanimi understood that the 9 sages were exalted devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, therefore overjoyed at their auspicious arrival. He offered them suitable seating places and worshipped them in a proper way, just as one would worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Overwhelmed by transcendental joy, the king humbly bowed his head and then proceeded to question the 9 sages. These 9 great souls glowed with their own effulgence and thus appeared equal to the 4 Kumaras, the sons of Lord Brahma. King Videha said, I think that you must be direct associates of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is famous as the enemy of the demon Madhu. Indeed, the pure devotees of Lord Vishnu wandered throughout the universe not for their personal selfish interest, but to purify all the conditioned souls. For the conditioned souls, the human body is most difficult to achieve, and it can be lost at any moment. But I think that even those who have achieved human life, they rarely gain the association of pure devotees who are dear to the Lord
Yeah,
of.
isn't it amazing that see people don't know it. They don't have this knowledge. They don't know that their life is rare. They don't know that achieve the association of devotees is also rare. A lot of people achieve the association of devotees, but can they recognize them? Usually not. It's like, even in preaching, um, until a person's purified, it's hard to recognize those who come on behalf of the Lord. You can't tell their quality. You don't understand the qualities of devotees. That's why you see we're explaining all these topics. Otherwise, you will not know that you spend 40 years with these kind of gurus. They don't understand these topics of simple ones, like how do you know what is a pure devotee? What are their qualities? What are their symptoms? Yeah, could you imagine if you know this, then you can know where pure devotion is. What are the qualities of pure devotion? Where is a pure devotee? Who has the real mercy of the Lord? What is that real mercy? All these things. You can go 40 years with people who don't know these topics and and but yet they appear to know. That's the Putana obstacle. They're all caught up in it. The followers of the Putanas and the servants of Putanas are all caught up in it. Okay? They all act like residents of Vrindavan, but they're not imitating. See, so people need to know they need to meet the real pure devotees, and hear and get purified by real knowledge, real facts of life. You need the real facts of life. You need to know as it is, as life really is. You got to hear the real Bhagavatam from them because then everything makes an impression. Then you'll know, oh, how precious this life is. Oh, let me come to the ecstatic stage instead of spending my whole friggin' life trying to perfect being a rule follower and make perfect ceremonies. Wow, I'm so good at making this ceremony. I'm going to spend my whole life. That ain't the Bhagavatam. That ain't Krishna consciousness. That's where the Bhagavatam begins. That's where Krishna consciousness really begins. The real life is you hear the real Bhagavatam, where it starts like, hey man, I don't want to spend my whole life just being a rule follower. I want the fast track to Vrindavan. I want to experience Vrindavan while I'm alive, man, in this life. I have a human body. Look at this. You're not really learning real Bhagavatam unless you're acting like that, unless you're inspired like that. Wow, I got a human body. Well, where is pure devotional service? See, this is real Bhagavatam. Where's the Shukadev Goswami to speak to me? Oh, well, that's many lifetimes before you get a Shukadev Goswami who speak to you, awaken your prema. I'm sorry, man. Many lifetimes for you, because obviously I can't do it because I haven't done it for you. But I'll give you the impression. Look at me, I'm exalted, glorious, Narayan Maharaj. Man, look how exalted I am. How many people have you awakened prema in you yet? In them? Well, many lifetimes for that. Whereas the exaltedness to me is awakening prema is exalted. My disciples can awaken prema in people. That's exalted. Otherwise, let's have the real standard. People, they don't know how far the Maya goes. They think, oh, exalted because he spoke and this and that. Where is the friggin' prema awakened in you? Otherwise, where is the exaltation? Where is the real parampara? You still haven't shown it yet. We don't. How can I know it's there? Because I don't see any symptoms. Where is the ecstatic devotion? That's our Krishna consciousness movement. People don't show that, do they? They don't show where the real parampara is. They haven't been able to do that, but we do. So you listen to this word, you're going to get prema. You listen to those other words, it's a mini lifetime trip, isn't it? Long trip. You like long trips or short trips to Vrindavan? The people they teach in all of these groups, and that one, Narayan Raj too. Okay, he did what he did. He helped people to some extent, but really to help people is prema bhakti, and that's our work here. And if you think, well, why should I have all the time these Narayan Raj? Well, why should I listen to you? We have the exalted guru. Go, Narayan Raj. Well, I don't have time to listen to you because I got to listen to his tapes, man. Yeah, has prema awakened in you? We don't even consider that's many lifetimes from now. So who's going to help people? Who is there anybody in that group that has any common sense yet? Don't you see this is real help? Here is to wake people up, to deliver them like Lord Chaitanya delivered them, to deliver ecstatic devotion like he did. That's what we do. So why are you dicking around on any other path as some glorious in your mind? Oh, it's so glorious. Look at all the rules we follow. Wow, how austere and big our sticks are. Oh, pride. Yeah, we transcend pride by tasting ecstatic devotion. People need to find the real parampara. It's very important now. Who's going to announce it? How do you announce it? Do you let people just stay spinning their wheels? Well, I don't know. They all say this Narayan or this ISKCON or this Gaudiya Math is the great exalted place. Exalted, and exalted is where prema bhakti is being preached and tasted and relished and expressed and taught. Otherwise, when this is here, everything else is low quality. Everything else is more or less ignorance, isn't it? Show bottle. What is the big show? Say there's the Narayan Raj group. What's the big deal? Where's the prema? Oh well, we don't show, we don't know, so we don't go. We don't show, we don't know, we don't go to Vrindavan. But we're going to Vrindavan in our minds. And boy, do we follow rules. Man, we are strict. We're renounced. Everything that the verses say is not Krishna conscious, they teach. It's all about austerity. It's all about renunciation. And my Lord Chaitanya says it's not all about renunciation. It's not all about. It's about finding my real devotees and getting in your fat ass in line. It's about that. Get in line. The narrow gate, man. Squeeze that fatter, skinny butt in that line. And that's it. It's all about that. Don't be bewildered by my Maya out there. Go over there where Gohari Sangha is. They got Excalibur over there cutting up all the Maya, man. Just like, making paper, just cutting it up, man. We got scissor. Remember Scissor Hands? Edward Scissored Hands? Go ahead there.
Yeah, I blocked Karuna on my Facebook because I have no space or place in my life to get triggered, and he triggers so much. But somehow on this rest, I see his comments, and he's saying to people, "Why you don't post Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj?" But he posts, but what he does, he has opposite results, and it's like going for all devotees and triggering, and instead of listening to you, making those all comments, and this is so unpleasant. And I think like this is the only place in the world where he can do this, because in Maya, if he go to work or to another society, they would kick his ass, and he's so loud. But sorry, Karuna, there is a lack of qualities, of the real qualities of a long or a real power. You control, you tell people what they should do, but this is so get do something with you. I don't know, some diet, some program, some therapy. Go earn some, few something. But don't be so disturbed, because I blocked you
There
and
you
you
go,
are
Karuna.
popping.
Yeah. That's why I don't look at the chat. I don't look at it.
I just wanted to, because he's to Amy, why if she loves you so much, why she doesn't post. And I think you post, but what you are doing, posting this all cakas and all sexy things, this results is opposite. So I
There you
just
go,
wanted to
Karuna.
notice
Yes, you've been
this.
chastised. So listen up there, Karuna. Start acting differently now. Good luck.
Therefore, completely sinless one, I ask you to kindly tell me what the supreme good is. After all, even half a moment's association with pure devotees within this world of birth and death is a priceless treasure for any man. Please speak about how one engages in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. If you consider me capable of properly hearing these topics, when a living entity offers loving service to Supreme Lord, the Lord is immediately satisfied, and in return he will give even his own self to the surrendered soul.
That's it, man. That's it. That's the devotee you need to hear from. When he gives himself, he gives his pleasure. His pleasure is him. See? So those are the kind of devotees you need to be around. They teach you the pleasure of the Lord because they're experienced. They know the Lord. The Lord knows them. Like Jesus said, only the Father knows the Son, and the Son knows the Father, and the Son can reveal the true nature of the Father. See, God, because they know to whom he chooses. See, so are you the chosen one? You should ask yourself. If you come here, you're the chosen one. Otherwise, you wouldn't be choosing being here. You like this. That means you like to hear. You like being in a fantastic place. You like to be in the best place in the universe. You think it's better to be here or in say the heavenly planet somewhere where you can fly around in airplanes and have all these beautiful virgins they can have sex with all the time, or you think it's better to be here? You'd better be here because there you don't get out. Here you get out of this universe. It's a better
I mean,
place,
it sounds
better taste.
interesting, but the time.
Yeah, it's okay for a visit, maybe, check it out. But this is permanent. Yeah, the Lord that does that, like the
Mm.
Yugendras, they're going out checking out the universe's creations everywhere. It's interesting to them. They say, "Oh, look how the Lord's working in this Maya and that Maya and all that." They travel around anywhere. They go to they see in the where the demons are, how he's working in hell and with the villains, and they all their association is very liberating. They even if people don't understand who they are, they benefit just by seeing them. Can you imagine you bestow auspiciousness on people without even having to say anything? And much less if you're inquired from. So go ahead there, read on.
Please speak about. Sri Narada said, O Vasudeva, when Maharaja Nimi had thus inquired from the 9 Yogendras about devotional service to the Lord, those best of saintly persons sincerely thanked to the king for his questions and spoke to him with affection in the presence of the members of the sacrificial assembly and the Brahmana priests. Sri Kavi said, I consider that one whose intelligence is constantly disturbed by his falsely identifying himself with the temporary material world can achieve real freedom from fear only by worshipping the lotus feet of the infallible Supreme Lord. What means infallible?
Means perfect, all perfect, infallible, always
Infallible.
wins, always wins,
Mm.
infallible, yeah, indefeatable, and
Can
perfect, all
achieve
perfect.
can achieve
Without
real
fear, I think.
can achieve real freedom from fear only by worshipping the lotus feet of the infallible Supreme Lord. In such devotional service, all fear cases entirely. Kisses.
Yeah, it ceases, and that's
Ceases.
proof. If you're really worshiping the Lord, you're getting free of fear. How you know people that are falling away in religion and that religion's not strong enough, if that's all they got, they have fear. They have fear. There's so much fear there. Fear is induced by the Maya. The Lord's Maya is very strong. The modes of passion and ignorance very strong. The deception is very strong. And if you're bewildered by the deception, you'll be in the fear. You'll be like, I've seen devotees that are devotees, but they're afraid. They've taken the shots and all kinds of stuff. They're afraid. It's because they're affected by the Maya. They put the masks on and they put mandates. Oh, to come to our temple, you got to be double vaccinated, all that stuff, because there's fear still. They're not worshiping deeply the infallible Lord. It's not strong enough. You gotta have, oh, okay. See, this is like what do you call, like a side benefit. If you're worshiping the Lord and you're relishing this transcendental happiness, fear just is gone. You're in either love or fear. If you're in love with God, how can there be any fear of God? See, fear of God, what is fear of God? His Maya. It's God. Why should I fear God's Maya? It's his shadow. I just keep looking at the light. Keep looking at the truth. Keep sadhu sung every day, talking about the truth, reminding myself and others about the truth. This is the religion of Kali Yuga, man, especially when you get a taste of this. Man, we just go on forever doing like this, man. Just happy campers. And where's the fear? How can you be in fear and love at the same time? No way. You're only in fear. This is why this is the way Maya works. You listen to her word. You believe you don't have this word, right? You never heard this word, or you don't believe. You listen from motivated religionists, some hypocritical, some Pharisee types in religions, and you still got fear, man. That should be proof you're still in fear because you haven't heard from a devotee, man, who's not fearful. They're in love with God, man, and the Maya is there. It's a dark shadow. Okay? So we're here to collect people. Hey, man, you want to get out of fear? See, this is why it's great preaching time. People don't. Does anybody in their right mind want to be afraid? How would you like living life in fear? You know, can't go out, can't go out of your house, be locked down all the time, become a robot, you know, and what do you call transgendered and into bio this is just all kinds of weird, strange things going down the pipe now. I think it's Vishnu's nightmare. He's having a nightmare right now. Do you want to be in his nightmare, or you want to see? Vrindavan is always going. That show never stops. Yeah, but you got to tune in, man. You ready to tune in? Yeah. Go ahead there.
Even ignorant living entities can very easily come to know the Supreme Lord if they adopt those means prescribed by the Supreme Lord Himself. The process recommended by the Lord is to be known as Bhagavata Dharma, or devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
See, Bhagavat
O King.
Dharma, that word, you see, Bhagavat Dharma. Bhagavat means truth. See, truth Dharma. The Dharma, the truth, all these truths, Guru Tattva truth. It starts with Guru Tattva truth. And that means, oh, you help me identify where is the real Guru. Okay, let me go and listen to hear more Bhagavat Dharma, more Bhagavat, more truth. Yeah, chanting the holy name in ecstasy. Wow, this is great truth. See, this is the Dharma of the soul. This pleases the Lord the highest. This is why you come here and you become attracted to these talks. You're doing the highest level of devotional service, even though you might be a food service worker or a yoga teacher. See, you're on the highest platform of devotion because you like to hear and speak about the Lord. You're attracted. See? This is what the Lord was doing. This is what his devotees were doing. They would, even before the Lord's appearance, they would get together and they would do this. What we're doing. Talk about the Lord, chant together in ecstasy. They were in the same room. We're in the same room too. Can't you almost reach out and squeeze the hand of Shama Sundari? You almost can reach out there and touch it. See, it's like being in the same room, huh? Really? Go ahead there, Shama Sundari.
O King, one who accepts this process of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead will never blunder off on his path in this world. Even while running with eyes closed, he will never trip or fall. In accordance with the particular nature one has acquired in conditioned life, whatever one does with body, words, mind, senses, intelligence, or purified consciousness, one should offer to the supreme thinking. This is for the pleasure of Lord Narayana. Fear arises when a living entity misidentifies himself as the material body because of absorption in the external, illusionary energy of the Lord. When the living entity thus turns away from the Supreme Lord, he also forgets his own constitutional position as a servant of the Lord. This bewildering, fearful condition is affected by the potency of illusion called Maya.
Yeah,
Therefore,
you see how do you turn away from the Lord? Well, you can never really turn away from the Lord. See, that's the thing, because our nature is always to be attached to the Lord. So you turn away from the Lord by turning towards his Maya, his illusion. See, and then we become forgetful that we're spirit soul and we're spiritual. We forget. We identify with our bodies and our material emotions that are temporary. Everything's temporary. Temporary material body. Even if you die, you take your material emotions with you, and they call the astral body. But that dissipates too, because it's not real. You come here, you take another body, and then you've got these feelings here, that begin to awaken. But they're material. They're always temporary. They don't last. These feelings are eternal. They're immortal. They're God's feelings. See, God's transcendental feeling, not his Mahamaya's feeling. See, that's where you forget who you are. It puts you in forgetfulness, various levels of it. You forget who. Can you imagine? You forget yet you're a king. You're a servant of the greatest king in the universe. It's all of them. We forget that. Yeah. And the thing is, when you're reestablishing, that's why you need to go to a real example ultimately. Real devotees, they real, man. They're really engaged in real life, real devotional service, pure, ecstatic. You learn that way, not somebody wanting to be and speculating on what it is and all these things. No, you've got to find the real path, man. Is the real devotee, is the real Bhagavat. See, the real truth in the Bhagavatam. See, who represents the real Shukadev Goswami and who represents the real Maharaj Parikshit? Are you a real Maharaj Parikshit? Are you listening to a real empowered devotee? And are you experiencing what happens like Maharaj Parikshit did, and how you're free of fear and all these things? You became free of fear. Even that snake, let the snake bird come. Who cares? Keep on preaching the glories of the Lord. See? You got to be an example yourself. Then the book is alive in you. You are the Bhagavatam, man. See, you're doing what the Bhagavatam's doing. And you preach by your example. That's why you're used by the Lord to preach the real Bhagavatam. You've done that. You're listening to a real devotee, empowered devotee, and therefore the Lord is using you to put others on the real path. Otherwise, they don't know what the real path is. And you found it, then now you can become the shepherd of the sheep and help them find it. Oh, we lost our reader. Oh, here she is. Disappeared. Oh, there we go. All right, go ahead.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back. Go ahead. Actually, Tom's turn to read. You read, Tom. Thank you very much there. Awesome reading.
Thank you.
Yeah. Poor Tom. He's
Hare Krishna. Does it function?
Yeah. He's got his new mic. We got to get him to try it out. Professional now.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. I lost the place of the text.
Shamas, it's what text is it there, Shamasan? Text number?
32. It starts from fear. This is the long text from fear. I just close it. I send you private chat.
32. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
I think it's 37.
So this time we start with fear arises.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you, Shilagari Das. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Well, okay, I continue. Bhajam, fear. Fear arises when a living entity misidentifies himself as the material body because of absorption in the external, illusionary energy of the Lord. When the living entity has thus turns away from the Supreme Lord, he also forgets his own constitutional position as a servant of the Lord. This bewildering, fearful condition is affected by the potency for illusion, called Maya. Therefore, an intelligent person should engage unflinchingly in the unalloyed devotional service of the Lord, under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, whom he should accept as his whom he should accept, oh my god, as his worshipable deity and as his very life and soul.
Read that last sentence again.
Yeah, that's interesting. Therefore, an intelligent person should engage unflinchingly in the unalloyed devotional service of the Lord under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, whom he should accept as his worshipable deity. And
Okay, so see, engage in unalloyed devotional service, but that's not so easy, is it? That's like saying that you're a pure devotee. See, so if you're going to be able to do that, you have to get the special mercy. That means you have to be awakened. Your relationship with the Lord has to say, "Ah, you've come to my devotee who I've empowered to give this gift like I gave 550 years ago, and you're coming to him. I'm going to give myself to you so that you can engage in this unalloyed devotional service. You still may have attractions because, you're not, nobody's qualified here. We're all zeros. But the Lord's giving himself here just simply because it's his desire to do so. And you will worship him without guile. You'll worship him because he's just really lovable and really wonderful. Not because you may want to be healed and all that stuff, whatever. But still, your real heart of your worship is because you love God. And it's so wonderful to serve the love of God, to serve in love of God. It's perfect. There's no material motive, only spiritual motive. I just feel very motivated to do this. It's just so right, so perfect, so me. Now that I know who I am, the people, they don't know this because they forget. The Maya makes you forget who we are. We think, oh, I'm the master. Oh, I'm so responsible. Oh, I got to track and trace everybody because they might get out of hand. There's too much freedom here. Well, I'm supposed to be in charge of the people's freedom. See, that's illusion. Now the Lord is thinking, the Lord is using all of that. You are serving God, but you don't know you're serving God. Isn't it amazing? You don't know. You think you're responsible. You got to taste the responsibility of all these people you lied to coming after you at some point. All these people that you killed come after you at some point because you're responsible, right? Isn't that, don't they make everybody responsible in this world? Isn't Trump responsible? Isn't Biden responsible for all the bumbling being done there? Everybody is responsible here in this world. Except when you become a devotee. I mean, you want to get rid of that responsibility? My God, man, it's an illusion anyway. The Lord is responsible for all of this. He's responsible for our limitations here, for creating this draconian nightmare. He's responsible, but nobody knows it. See, they think it's somebody else, and that's the Mayic pastime. That makes the world go around. The demons fight the demigods, and the demigods fight the demons, and they don't know it's the Lord's pastime in Devi Dam, Maya Devi Dam. They don't know. They're just part of it, being miserable, tasting the iron-like dross of it, of being responsible. See? The Lord here, see, when we're like, well, we're just here to serve the Lord's desire. Doesn't it take freeing when you got a personality that you're serving, that is responsible for everything in creation, even in Maya. You see, oh, the Lord is doing it anyway. He's responsible for that. He's responsible for all these things going on. Yeah, and I'm serving that Lord who's responsible for everything, and I have no responsibilities other than just loving God. Oh, this is Vrindavan. Oh my goodness, I'm in Vrindavan, even in this world. I'm playing with Krishna, serving the Lord's happiness, and the world is getting purified. The universe is getting purified automatically. Everything is automatic pilot. Just play with the Lord. That's, you want to come to that, or you want to be responsible and have all the hatred of everybody on you at some point. You don't think they're going to hate Mr. Gates and Fauci at some point when they find out what he really did? You think that truth is not going to come out? Come on, man. What did Jesus Christ say? That everything that's been hidden in the closets will be shouted from the rooftops. You want that, Ross? Ooh, man. Do you want to serve that Mayic Lord? Yeah, Shiva, devil, the dark Lord. It makes you really unclear and weak, and nothing works out. You basically like a goblin. People serving the Maya are more or less like zombies and goblets. A demigod is just a glorified goblin. That's all. You just get a little better costume. Okay. Go ahead there, Shamus.
Text 38.
Sorry, Tom. Up there, that's right. Upstairs.
Although the duality of the material world does not ultimately exist, the conditioned soul experiences it as real under the influence of his own conditioned intelligence. This imaginary experience of a world separate from Krishna can be compared to the acts of dreaming and desiring. Wow. Dreaming and desiring. Yeah. Wish fulfilling thoughts. Yes. Desiring. When the conditioned soul dreams at night of something desirable or horrible, or when he daydreams of what he would like to have or avoid, he creates a reality that has no existence beyond his own imagination. Wow.
Read that again.
Yeah, I want to repeat. When the conditioned soul dreams at night of something desirable or horrible, or when he daydreams of what he would like to have or avoid, he creates a reality that has no existence beyond his own imagination.
That is so funny because people are really like, when they think higher consciousness is to do that. It's like they say, well, you see, people in the world, they're poor and everything because they've been programmed by people telling them what to do and how to do it and what to desire. You know, when they do all these advertisements, they're causing you to desire these things, but it's actually coming from outside of you, from the Maya, is prompting this. You know, and you're getting these things in there inside, like programming. See, so and then the higher level of this is like in the new age, like this is a big thing now. I notice these guys are into this, who say, well, hey, actually, you can have anything you desire. Just create these desires. You know, like you want a boat and a nice place and all these things. See, but these are all fantasies. They're all like um, they're temporary creations. See, and so in that sense, is this you're limited by your imagination. See, so devotees are not, they're not engaged like that. See, they're engaged in the Lord's desires. See, the Lord's desires is on another platform. It's pure. It's you just serve the Lord in great happiness and taste, and you go above the imagination of the mind. See, the mind wants to vision. Oh, I think I want this. I want that. It's always material, something. Oh, I want this boat. I want this woman. I want this. I want this. I want this. Devotees get out of that and raise above into the Lord's mind. The Lord, what does He want? Oh, I love relishing scriptures. Oh, I love relishing the holy name, tasting the holy name. Oh, I love associating with my devotees. See, these are eternal pastimes. This other stuff is all imaginations and temporary things and material dualities. See? It actually comes down to spiritual duality too, because then, oh yeah, I want to associate with the Lord's devotees. Oh, I want to pick up a scripture written by a devotee. Oh, I want to chant God's name and associate with Krishna. My soul and Krishna together and relish this. Oh, I want to go on Sankirtan with Janaki today. Yeah, let's go and chant the holy names. See, spiritual duality, and there's no fault in that. It's the Lord's idea. We get with His idea, and the devotees come on the same platform because the Lord always has the best ideas. See, our ideas in the Maya are very, short-term stuff and phantasmagoria and material and limited and all of that stuff. Yeah. So the Lord's desire, you notice they always have the same desire. What was Jesus' desire? To associate with His disciples, right? What was Moses' desire? To associate with his disciples. That's all he had there. What was Prabhupada's desire? To be associated with his disciples and pure devotees, right? Yeah. So is it ever any differently? Only when you're in the material world. It's not just the world doesn't desire to associate with real devotees. And in religion, the religious Vaishnavas, they don't want to associate with real devotees who have reality in them because they have real bhakti manifesting. Even they don't want to associate. Okay? They want to be around non-devotees like themselves, and all thinking it's devotion. See, it's called hypocrisy. All in the name of devotion. They want to associate with non-devotees. See, that's why this goes all the way up, the illusion all the way up into religion. Religious Vaishnavism, religion Christianity, religious Jewish people, religious Muslims. There's illusion all the way up into this, not pure. It's mixed, motivated. This is pure religion, is to worship God in ecstasy. What's the reason for that? Ecstasy. Why is it good? Simply because the Lord loves ecstasy. And then the Lord shows you, hey, you see, this is what I like. I like to be, you want to help me satisfy me like that? I'll make you very happy doing it. I'll show you that this is first class. First class happiness, ecstatic worship. That's what I'm learning, chanting like this. I'm like, wow, this is first class happiness. My God, that's no wonder I'm starting to get why Lord Chaitanya was enjoying chanting so much, why he did it so often, why he became dedicated that this is the way for Kali Yuga, for people to get out of this. Wow, Lord, you're showing me these things. Yes, my son, but you had to get there to know, because if you're not there like that and relishing and experiencing, you cannot teach this path. No one. No, you'll teach something else. Like the people saying, yes, we'll get you to Vrindavan, but they get you into the abode of rules and regulations. Hey, you got to represent Krishna as he is in his true nature. Now this is topmost, isn't it? Topmost representation of the Lord, nothing lower, nothing in the modes. Out of the modes, bringing people out of the modes. We're here to modify jalopies and make them high class race cars. Go ahead, Tom, read on, man.
The tendency of the mind is to accept and reject various activities based on sense gratification. The tendency of the mind is to accept and reject various activities based on sense gratification.
Yeah,
Therefore,
it's like in the world. Oh, yeah, this tastes good. Ooh, I don't like this. Doesn't taste good. Let's taste good. I don't know. I don't like this. Doesn't taste good. Devotional service is different. Everything tastes good, and he's serving the Lord, man. His name tastes good. All his real food tastes good. Everything else in the modes have this pleasure, like good taste and bad taste, good taste and bad. So you move towards the good taste, and then you move away from the bad taste. Okay? So the pleasure of the Lord, it's all good taste, all transcendental taste. Even the seemingly bad taste. You know, when they say like Mayavadi says, "Oh, look at River. She looks miserable. She must be having some bad taste, like I get it." See, no, everything is good taste with the Lord. Even the apparent bad taste is good taste, is transcendental taste. It's an ecstatic experience. See? How would you like to
Um,
wake up anybody? You want this? Go ahead, Tom.
and it is like you said here, the devotees, they are undisturbed.
Yeah. Well, you're undisturbed when you're happy, when you're feeding God, when you're giving Him pleasure. That's how you're undisturbed.
Therefore, an intelligent person should control the mind, restricting it from the illusion. Yes, that's undisturbed, yes. Of seeing things separate from Krishna,
See,
restricting
the
it
thing is,
from,
people try to restrict it
yeah.
in a hard way, like restriction. Oh, I got to go on restriction. Who wants to be on restriction? See, only a person who likes restricting the mind is somebody tasting. The Lord, that's why the Lord says, yeah, man, this is Kali Yuga. Nobody will find me in this Kali Yuga unless I give them taste, unless I do give them the fast path. That's what we're here to do is, hey, man, get your taste awakened so you'll naturally restrict your relish of the material world, because it has a bad taste, really. Even the good taste becomes insignificant. Naturally, you'll want to increase this taste. Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know what? Maybe that's enough for a while. Huh? Why don't we just take a little break? Yeah, let's take a break. You know. Thank you all for coming, everybody. That was great. Discuss about Krishna. Thank you for helping me remember my Lord.
Amazing. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. A lot of blessing, appreciation, and stay with us as long as it can be. And thank you for lifting us. You are real Chico, real transcendental. Thank you.
Yeah, well, hey, man, I'm enjoying it. I love this. Okay, so until we meet again, and we'll end this stream here. Thank you, everybody on the stream coming. We have like quite a few people, quite a few comments, and 99% of them probably from Karuna.